This is the fourth time I have tried to make this video, and I'll try to make sure that I can get through it without crying too much. So for those of you who don't know me, my name's Jamin, obviously the host of this YouTube channel where we answer questions for you as you're moving to Alaska and give you insights into real estate to help you make the best decisions that you can for yourself and your family. And I don't usually talk about my personal life very much. That's just not relevant, and it's important to be able to keep your own ego in check. That you shouldn't be the center of attention for an information channel. The center is on you, the person who's looking at moving up here or doing something in real estate. But I'm going to make one video talking about my personal life and something that's recently happened to myself and my family that's weighing heavily on my heart and that I do need to talk about. And again, like I said, this is the fourth take of this video, so hopefully this is the one that I can get through. So October 23rd, 2023, so a little under 2 months ago, my oldest brother was murdered while at work. And I'm not going to go into the details of everything that happened because it's an ongoing investigation and trial, and I don't want to talk about the details about it. But Josiah did give his life to save a coworker, an employee, and for those of us who really knew him, that was absolutely not a surprise at all. He was warm, a very introverted but very warm and kind of bubbly personality once you got to know him, and he just loved Alaska. I remember coming up to Alaska, actually, and the second time we came up to live up here was in 2017. We'd lived up here as kids, and he was moving back here as an adult, and just the way things worked out, I was able to come up with him and be with him on the ferry as he was coming up here, and it was like a kid that tasted cotton candy for the first time, running around and pointing at everything. And for those of you who don't know, on the ferry you have really no cell reception, so there's no social media, there's no distractions, it's just the scenery in your book. And I was trying to read my book, but Cy just had to have me look at every little every new piece of scenery as we were going by. Just had to get attention, and that childlike love for Alaska just never really went away. Even after living here for years, it never went away. I'd be driving with him, and I'd be looking at the mountains and saying, wow. Sorry. Just looking at the mountains and saying, wow, look at those, look at that. And, can you believe we get to live here? And, he is, it's a big loss for everybody. And, I'll say for us siblings, we, I had 9 brothers and sisters, and he was, the Filipinos have a good word for it. I'm slipping on the word, can't remember it now, but it means the third parent. And, that's really who Josiah was. He was, he was the big brother, and, he was the person you could talk to, and could give you good counsel, and could knew when to knew when you needed someone just to talk to, and he also knew when to give you a kick in the butt and tell you to stop being a baby and just get after it. And he knew he walked that line, and he did it very well. Yeah, I mean, it's so unfair, though, because he's leaving behind his wife, his daughter, and another daughter that's going to be born in a couple months here. And it's unfair, because that little girl was so close to winning the lottery. To have Josiah as her dad. And so the support from the community has been incredible. We've had the entire community, the church where we go to, ACF, has been absolutely amazing. Everyone there has been very supportive, not just the thoughts, the prayers, and the comfort and everything, but just logistically, they've been incredibly supportive. And it's very difficult to find a church that handles not just the comforting and the theology very well, but they also execute on logistics at an absolute world-class level. So, I mean, I just can't say enough good things about ACF Church. Cy absolutely loved it, loved the church, loved volunteering there, and I second that. Have to agree with them, but it still hurts. We're definitely grieving. We're definitely going through a lot right now with the holiday season and all the firsts that come along with that. For me personally, it was about a month and a half, and I decided that I was in a position where I could step out for 4 or 5 days and go and visit San Angelo, Texas, where he and I spent a ton of time together growing up, and we had a lot of milestones together. I actually worked for him for 5 years at a little Chick-fil-A in the mall over in San Angelo, Texas, and we lived together for I can't even remember how many years, but quite a few years. Went to school together, and just all these different life milestones while we were there. And I went there, got back less than a week ago, and man, it was tough. I went from place to place where I had these memories of him, and just forced the catharsis as much as I could, but it was so tough. Just a gut punch every other hour. It felt like. So I'm glad I did that. It was very tough. If you're ever looking at doing a cathartic trip yourself like that, I would recommend giving yourself more than a month and a half before going on it. I almost left after the first day just because it was so overwhelming. And but yeah, I'm really glad that I stuck with it. One thing that has been a huge comfort for me during this time has been my faith, and knowing that Cy, it was no doubt that Josiah loved Jesus, and he lived it out, and when faced with the ultimate test, of his faith, of laying his life down to save someone else, he did not shy away. And So yeah, just that faith and knowing that, death is, no, it's not a natural part of life. I get so annoyed with hearing that from people. Like, no, Jesus came to die in order to destroy death. And it's mentioned in the Bible as getting cast down into hell and Hades is what they were saying. Like, no, it's death is terrible. It's nasty. It's unnatural. Like, a child looks at it and knows that, no, this is horrible, and this is not the way it was meant to be. And it's knowing that, and having that faith in Jesus that, there is a plan, and ultimately things don't have to work out in this life for that plan to work, for me to have faith in that plan. And I just know that, I just have faith that I just know that we will see him again. In a better place, as good as Alaska is. So that's been big. So the faith's been really good. I've actually been pushing more into it instead of falling out, and that's been a huge support during this time. So another question I get quite often is, what can we do to help? Thoughts, prayers, everything right now. My family is going through, obviously, a lot, and the holiday season right around the corner is going to be really tough for us. I got to say thank you to a lot of you who actually did show up to the celebration of life and gave your support, and it meant a lot. It absolutely meant the world, and a lot of you, initially when you reach out, someone else on YouTube has reached out, and we develop relationships, and find out what it is that you want, and find out why that's important to you, and develop those relationships. And so I mean, it's been absolutely amazing to have you guys here and to have that support. And I really do put a lot of value on those relationships as during these times, because they're real, and they're by choice, and that's so important to me. But other things you can do to help, thoughts, prayers. If you're thinking about moving up here, a lot of people might hear something like this and just think, well, we don't want to overwhelm Jamie. He's going through so much. I don't want to bother him with finding a house. No, just, come on, let's go. Being involved with work right now and having something to focus on is going to help me a lot. So, jump on, let's go. I can handle it. Believe me, I've, gone through the catharsis and all that, and I took the time that I needed and ready to get back into it. And I don't need to go from having grief to feeling unemployed because no one's going to work with me. So, so yes, go ahead, come on, let's go. Let's let's talk, and let's see how best I can help you. But yeah. For those of you who have gone through this process, you know what it's like. All the sneaky moments you weren't ready for. those are the toughest. And we're ready for the holidays, I think, as best we can, but it's like packing for the move out to Eagle River, and finding a photograph of my brother and I when we were kids. And when we first lived up here in Alaska, and just holding up the little trout that we just caught from going fishing. Just being so proud of those little fish. It's a lot of sneaky moments like that. So I guess we're praying for that. Also, if you're here in the area, we'll be starting up our meetup group around the beginning of the year. So, for those of you who have been coming, let's keep this going. Having that community there absolutely means the world to me. So no, don't feel like you're going to overwhelm me. Believe me, I've had a whole lot more happen lately than people just afraid of triggering me. And that's another thing, I guess, real quick. If you're ever talking to someone going through this, I've noticed a lot of timidity people have as they're approaching, and just don't feel like you did something wrong if they break down. They're breaking down they're breaking down already. So don't feel like you're the cause of it, and don't be shy about it. There's not a whole lot of wrong things you can say. There are definitely some wrong things that we can talk about that objectively I think we can all agree probably not the best thing to say. We'll talk about that another time, I guess, at a meetup, if you want to know what some of those things are. Well-intentioned, but good Lord. But anyways, guys, thanks for hearing me out. Like I said, this is the 4th time I've tried to make this video, so thanks for hearing me out. And like I said, this is the only video I'm gonna be making about this moving forward. Again, thank you for your thoughts and prayers, and the family appreciates it. I definitely appreciate it, and God bless, and we'll see you on the next video, which is hopefully going to be a lot more cheerful than this one.